Hi, everyone. Oh, am I muted? No, I'm not. Okay, my name is Tiff. I am the behavior manager at the Humane Society of Western Montana, and I'm also a certified professional dog trainer. Welcome back for those who have tuned in with us before, or welcome if you are new to this. This is a completely free live stream. Oh, sorry. Okay. I had the Facebook open and it was playing back my voice because I want to watch out for any comments that come in, which brings me to my next point. If you have any questions throughout this live stream, please just enter them in the comments and I will try my best to answer them. If there are any questions that I don't get to, I'm going to provide some free resources at the end, such as our email address, so that you can reach me and my behavior team at any point with any training or behavior question. So today's topic is playtime pointers, or how to play with your puppy without becoming their chew toy. Those of us with puppies know that they are so adorable, so playful, and so painful sometimes to interact with. You know, we just want to snuggle with them or play with them, and they just want to bite us. And if you are in that situation, regardless if your puppy is 8 weeks old or 8 months old, we are here to help you with that. Today's class is going to be very fast paced, and I very much encourage you to join along. And this is what you will need if you're going to join along with your puppy. You're going to need some of their food. So if you haven't fed them dinner yet, this is a great way to use their dinner. I have about ½ cup to 1 cup of Paya's kibble ready in my treat pouch right here. But if you don't have a treat pouch, even just having it in a little bowl or in a little measuring cup and just setting it aside, they'll very much have opportunities to grab kibble as we go for the various exercises we're going to do. Also have a leash on hand. 4 to 6 foot leash will be really, a standard leash is very useful. We're going to use that in an exercise later. Have a tug toy and have that set aside as well, and have a mat, blanket, or a bed. So Paya is back there on her bed. I'm going to move that chair in a second. She also has a mat in her crate. So whatever is lying around will do. So kibble, toy, leash, bed. We're going to use all of these things for some really fun games. If you have tuned in before, some of these exercises may seem familiar, but I'm going to very quickly go through exercises. They're going to be fun. They're going to be functional. Your puppy is going to be tired by the end of this, which is probably the best news. And what else? I guess we should just get started then. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to do some treat toss games. So I'm going to just orient my screen in a way where you can see everything that I'm doing with my puppy. All righty. So here's Paya. Hi, Paya. Yeah. She found a little hair tie. Didn't eat it. Okay. So Paya is actually going to be 6 months old in, I think, 4 or 5 days. So she's an older puppy, but I started exactly where you all started. And she is a very, she's a lot. Like some puppies are not a lot, and she is a lot. So I utilized everything that I'm showing you. I actually did with her in my own spare time when I'm not live streaming. So first exercise is treat tossing. This is such an easy exercise. You just take some of your puppy's kibble. There must be a piece of kibble in the corner over there. Ready, Paya? There is a little kibble in there. We'll get that later. And all you do is you show it to your puppy and you throw it horizontally to the ground, just like that. Now, if your puppy is older, they're probably better at tracking treats. So because Paya is older, hi Paya, I can just toss it like this and she can get it. But your puppy is very young, like 8 weeks old, 12 weeks old. They're probably not good at tracking treats, which means if you toss it, they're going to be like, what? What did you just do? So show them the treat, toss it. Show them the treat, toss it. If you have non-carpeted floors, the treat will actually skitter across the ground and make a sound, and that'll help them track it as well. This is such a great way to start. One is I'm teaching my puppy to get her focus off of my hand, right? So instead of the thing that puppies do, obsessing with your hand, chewing on your hand, you're getting their attention off of your hand. You're also teaching them to find food on the ground in a good way, in a way that you are directing. This is actually a really useful skill for future exercises like loose leash walking, but look at how I'm getting her moving, right? This requires almost no effort from my part, and she is burning energy and she is playing this game with me in an appropriate way. Show her the treat, scoot it. Now, if your puppy's really good at this, you can toss it much farther. But if your puppy is very young, very new, just throw it a little bit. You can see how short of a toss I'm doing. Awesome. So just warming up, some treat tosses. We're getting your puppy moving. I'm just throwing one piece of kibble at a time. She's earning her dinner. All is going well. All right. Now I'm going to expand on this exercise. This is where if your puppy's bed or mat is available, if not available, kind of scoot it forward a little bit. Because guess what? We are going to do treat toss, but onto their bed. So show them the treat, toss it onto their bed. You need to be close to their bed at first, because if your puppy is very young, they don't have the attention span to go across the room yet. So notice I'm standing right next to the Paya's bed. I'm showing her the treat, tossing it onto her bed. It's pretty much the exact same mechanics as before, but the bed just happens to be next to me and she's just landing on the bed. Not only is this a great exercise for all the reasons I listed for the treat toss exercise, but you are conditioning your puppy to really enjoy their space. And although the focus of today's class is not mat training or place training or crate training, an easy game like this is a great way to get your puppy started on enjoying being on their space. So look at that. She's sitting on her bed. I didn't even ask her to do it. So I'm going to just do this a few more times. Show her the treat, toss it onto her bed. If your puppy's getting really good at this, you can take one step away from the bed and do it again. So now I'm farther from the bed, show her the treat, toss it onto the bed. Toss it onto the floor. Toss it onto the bed. Floor. You don't need to say floor and bed, but you can add a cue like mat. So she learns, oh, when I hear the word mat, it means I get a treat on the mat. Mat. Toss it onto the bed. Off she comes. Mat. Toss it onto the bed. How easy is this, right? And you're probably looking at me like I'm crazy, like I'm just tossing food, but look at the results of this. So don't do this yet, but Paya, on your mat. What a good girl. So in the future, if I'm eating dinner, if I have guests over, she already is really far along on the skill. Guess where we started though? We started just like this. Toss the treat onto the mat. Ready, Paya? Mat. Good, look at that. So like I said, even though, this is just a few minutes in your day where you're working with your puppy, you're not necessarily going to see those end results today, but you're going to have a lot of fun. Your puppy's going to have a lot of fun and be tired, but everything I show you has a function and they can be developed over time. So just a reminder, I have my eye on the comments section. I don't see any questions yet, but if you have any questions, please type them in and I am happy to answer them. All righty, so we're going to move on, very fast paced today. So we're going to do some luring. This might be a term that's familiar to you, but if it is not, luring is when you use something like food or a toy or something your dog likes to move their bodies without needing to physically manipulate them. So here's a quick example of luring. Yeah, we got it. So I just had her do like 5 or 6 different skills simply by moving food around, which is super cool and super easy. I always like to throw this in because I know people sometimes have some questions about why we use so much food. This isn't forever, right? I have a lot of food on me right now. If you see me out in the world with her, I have a lot of treats. This is not forever. Everything that I show you, this feeding part of it can fade out over time. My adult dog can do all of this stuff. I don't need to carry a single treat on me. But your puppies are so new to the world that we need to provide something very tangibly rewarding for them, such as their food. And do not hesitate to be very generous with food and treats at this stage of their development. So that said, luring, take one piece of kibble, put it in front of your puppy's nose. And if your puppy is new to this, just pull it forward a little bit. Good, and give it to your puppy. So I just let her have it right there. So put another piece of food in front of their nose, guide them a little bit. Good, and just give it to them right there. The reason that I want you to start this easy is if your puppy is new, if you try to do too much with them, they're going to lose interest. They're going to follow the food thinking, I want it. And then if they don't get it, they're going to give up because we know that puppies have the attention span of a gnat. So let's warm up real quick. We're going to take a piece of kibble, guide them a little bit, Good, and then give it to them. Take another piece of kibble, guide it a little bit. Good, and give it to them. Guide them a little bit. Another piece of kibble. Good. And another piece of kibble. Good. Good. Excellent. All right, now we're going to get a little more technical. You're going to have a piece of kibble. Presumably your puppy is standing. Slowly move it over their head. Good. Do you see how by leaning back, her haunches dropped down into a sit? And I gave the kibble to her when she sat down. So again, oh, she's too good. Your puppy is standing. You're going to move it over their head. Good. Move it slowly. I know I was moving it very fast in my demonstration because she's already good at this. But if you move it too fast, your puppy's going to lose track. So slowly. Good. If your puppy already knows this, you can try a down position. Have your puppy, if your puppy doesn't know sit yet, like they don't do this position yet, do not do it down yet. It's okay to take your time. I don't know who's watching this. I don't know what level your puppy is at. You don't need to go follow this pace exactly because you can always review this video whenever you want for free. But if your puppy is struggling with the sit, move more slowly and give them a treat even for leaning their head back, just like that. So in a standing position, get up here, you little worm. Even if they just lean their head back, give it to them because they're trying, right? They're trying. And then the more you reward them there, the sooner they're going to go here. All right. But if your puppy is sitting, to lure it down, you put the treat in front of their nose and you slowly guide it in towards their chest and down along the ground. Oh my gosh. You're showing off? You ready? In towards their chest and out along the ground. We've been working on this behavior, which is why she's offering it. Are you going to chill? Yeah, get it. All right. So, and I'm giving you different levels of what to do because I know we have people and puppies at different stages of training. If your puppy is a pro at this already, you can alternate, reward a sit, and then lure down and give it to them. And then lure up and reward the sit, and lure down, reward the down. And now move the treat this way and reward them for getting up. And then maybe reward another sit, and then maybe move it this way, and then maybe lure another sit, and then you move it this way. So look at how hard she's thinking and how much she's moving. All of these skills are functional. Luring is such a useful technique because you can get very quick results in teaching your puppy very useful foundational skills. And it's also a very fun way to train with them. Children can do luring. In fact, when we have kids in our group classes, we always encourage them to lure their dog to do appropriate behaviors. Some of you might know from experience how overwhelming a puppy can be for a child because the puppy is very nippy and such. If you just show your kid how to do these easy luring exercises, your puppy can have a much more respectful relationship with your kid because that's how they're going to interact with them. So luring, no matter what level you're doing, even if it's just this, your puppy is still working and thinking and having a great time. Look at that loose body. Look at that nice loose wag that she has. Nice and easy. All right. So we're going to combine things now, right? We haven't taken a break yet. I don't know if your puppies need a break, but if they do, give them a break. We're going to combine things. Treat in front of the nose, toss to the bed, get another treat ready. And I say treat, but they're kibble. And then we're going to lure a sit, which he's already doing. And then we're going to lure down. And I'm going to maybe treat toss off. And I have another piece of kibble ready. Toss it onto their bed or mat or blanket. Luring that sit. Luring that down. Look at this wonderful behavior she's practicing, right? Let's say their puppy is completely new to your house, which she was for me a few months ago. I don't expect her to, let's say, obey yet, right? I don't expect her to be perfect and go to the bed when I ask her to and know what the words mean. I'm actually not even using words at all right now, but she's practicing the motions. And just like with humans and learning, there is a muscle memory component to it. Even if your puppy doesn't know the word bed or mat or crate yet, they're going to do really well at learning the word once they get good at actually going there and wanting to be there. So let's do a few reps of combining the treat toss onto their bed and luring for those positions that we like. next. So show them the treat, toss it to the bed. Next kibble is we're gonna lure the sit. Next kibble is we're gonna lure the down. I'm gonna toss a treat off the bed now. And onto the bed we go. And toss another one further. Luring that sit with the treat. She's already offering it down. See, she's picking up on the pattern, even though I'm not even telling her what to do. Throwing the treat off. Show her the treat, toss it onto the bed. Show her the treat, guide her into a sitting position. Show her a treat, guide her into a down position. She's moving way more than me, that's for sure. All right, get it. And a quick little treat toss there. All right, so I hope you guys are having fun so far. I know Paya's having fun, and I always have fun training with her. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. I don't see any questions in the comments yet, so onwards we go. Okay, we're gonna switch gears. We're still training here. We're gonna do some collar grabs. We've done this in a lot of live streams, but I love doing it because it's so important. It's a constant source of frustration for puppy owners, but it can be a fun thing. So a collar grab is when you grab your puppy's collar. And if they're wearing a harness instead, that's fine. If they're not wearing a collar, you might want to quickly get a collar on them. But all you're going to do is you're going to do underhand, not overhand, underhand. Underhand grab. She's learning shake, which is why she's offering her paw. And notice I'm just giving her a few treats. 1, 2, 3, toss it. All right. Underhand grab. Just gently, right? I'm going to give her 1, 2, 3 treats. Toss it. This might not seem like a game, but the more you make it a game like we're doing right now, the better your puppy will be at it. I love throwing this into my training routine. Doesn't matter if I'm playing fetch or teaching a trick or working on obedience. I do collar grabs all the time because I want Paya to learn to love it when I grab her, not run away when I try to leash her up, and just not be too afraid of when people hold her like this. So I love to show this example. If I can get her really riled up. Hi, Paya. What you doing? Yeah, you gonna get riled up, getting mouthy, right? And watch what happens when I grab her collar. Oh, she's looking for a treat. Look at that. What a good girl. She's not subdued. She's not afraid. I'm not pinning her down. She just knows, oh, collar grab. No big deal. I'm gonna wind my tail, stand right here. I will tell you the vets loved it when I brought her in for her spay surgery because I said, no worries, I'll handle her. You give her the pre-med, you give her vaccinations, I'll make sure she's calm because of how useful this exercise is, right? So, and let's make it fun, right? Puppies are puppies, short attention spans, they want to bite your hands. So do the underhand collar grab, treat, toss it. Let them move again, right? We don't need to hold them there for a minute. Underhand grab, very gently. And if your puppy's thinking about treating your hand, just go slow and treat, toss it. What I also love is how we're combining a lot of these skills. Toss it. Nice and easy. I say underhand because a lot of puppies naturally are a little leery of the overhand. Like this is really looming and scary. Even Paya, who loves to be grabbed, like you see, right, Paya? If I do this, do you see that just very slight lean away? I mean, she's not like terrified, afraid, right? But it's instinctual. It's instinctual for puppies and even dogs who love people and love being touched to kind of just shrink back a little bit, which can lead to biting. So underhand, treat, toss. All right. I love the comment. Thank you for saying that it's effective. It truly is. And I hope that you are joining in with the puppy on your end and having fun. Okay, so we're doing a few collar grabs here. And you can also link things together, right? So as an example, watch this. After she's done eating the piece that I just tossed, treat toss to the bed, luring to sit, luring the down, treat toss, collar grab. Nice and easy. All right. And if you're not moving this fast, it's okay, right? I've had her for a few months by now. She's an older puppy. If you even just need to go really slow to start, slow is better. Quality matters more than quantity. And I'm just showing you how we have progressed with all of this. Okay, so this is the part where we are going to apply their leash. And I'm just going to show you if your puppy is really new to the world, i.e. they bite your hand and the leash when you try to put it on. An easy way to do it. I've shown this before, but repetition is always great. Right, Kaya? Yep. Have your treats ready in one hand. Have the leash and clasp ready with your thumb on your other hand. And just do both at the same time. Feed them the treat and just find that D-ring. Nice and easy, right? And we can practice on and off a few times too. This is an extension of collar grabs. You're teaching your puppy to be calm while you are manipulating around their neck area. So treat, unclip. Treat, clip. I missed it there. I'm going to do it again. Treat and clip. Oh, I missed it again. Look at that. I'm doing such a poor job. Notice I'm not rushing though. So if you need more time, just have 2 or 3 treats in your hand. Treat, 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 and clip. I got it. And of course, do I need to do that with her at this age? Absolutely not. I can put anything on her without any treats at all. But I mean, your puppies are probably not 6 months old. They're probably 12 weeks old. So this is a great thing to practice. Okay. I know. I missed it there. Awesome. So leash on, leash off. Look at my puppy practicing calm behaviors while I gear her up. And it's still a game to her, right? I'm not saying sit, stay, and moving over her and putting the leash on. This is all an extension of everything we have been doing. All right, the leash is on. Go ahead and keep the leash on if you've been practicing this. And we're going to do some movement exercises, implementing the treat toss. So just hold the leash in a way that's comfortable for you. Give your puppy plenty of space. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to get exciting and we're going to move around the room. And when our puppy catches up to us, we're going to be ready to do the treat toss. So here we go. Show her the treat, toss it. Here we go. Treat and toss. Treat and toss. Treat and toss. My movements are exaggerated because I have a very small space to work in. And I want you to be able to see me. But if you have a larger space, you can really move and treat and toss. And toss. This is not only a great start to teaching your puppy leash skills because the leash is on them, it's a great foundation for loose leash walking, right? Teaching your puppy to not pull against the leash, but to be near you and walk with you, follow you. But also, I know from experience that when we move in exciting ways, puppies get really excited. They bite our pants, they jump up and they try to bite our hands. If we're moving and we're low to the ground, they try to bite our face, right? So we're teaching them to want to move with us, but direct to the treat, right? We're acting so quickly and directing them to this appropriate activity that they're still having fun, they're learning great skills, and they are not biting our hands. And toss. If your puppy is new to treat toss, you might need to go a little more slowly. Like you might need to move and then show them the treat and then gently toss it. And toss. And toss. Oh, I went really far. There she goes. Toss. Awesome. All right, I hope your puppies are doing great. Paya is just doing such a great job. And I mean, this is her dinner and this is her training session for the evening. So I get to relax after I do this live stream. She's already had 2 walks today too, which helps. All righty. So this next exercise we're going to do requires the use of your toy. And if your puppy, for whatever reason, is not very interested in toys yet, you can work on any of the exercises instead or use do the treat toss game instead. But this is for people whose puppies love toys, but maybe they're unfocused, right? Like maybe they tug on the toy and then they start biting your hands instead. How many of us have had this happen? I mean, I certainly have. So one quick troubleshooting thing, it helps to have a long, flimsy toy. Don't get a burly rubber toy or a rope toy, because the reason why your puppy loves biting your sleeve is their weak little sharp puppy teeth are seeking something easy to grab. And if you give them a toy, like if you shove a toy in their mouth, so to speak, and it's not satisfying for them to bite, they're going to look for something satisfying to bite. So I'm going to give her this toy instead. The other thing, I mean, there's an entire live stream on mouthing and biting where I talk about this more. So feel free to go look at it in our Facebook video section. It might even be on YouTube by now. But when you have a very mouthy puppy, you want to have a special tug toy that is not just on the ground. Look at my ground right now. I actually didn't really clean my house for this live stream. So the toys she has available are the Big Bear. Oh, go get it. She wants a tug toy. A bone to chew on. In the crate, there are 2 chew toys, and on the bed, there is a red Kong and another chew toy. So the fun toys like this and the frisbees and the balls are not on the ground, because if they're for free and available all the time, why would she want to bite the toy that's available all the time when she gets to bite my hand, which isn't available all the time, right? So what I'm saying is absolutely give your puppy toys to freely chew on all the time, but save the best ones for training and play sessions with you. After your session, put it away. So what you're going to do is you're just going to start playing with your puppy. If your puppy is very mouthy, on your hands, it's helpful to hold the toy horizontally and to move it away from you. A lot of people do this, right? And although she is going to latch onto that because of her age, this is not very prey-like, and they're going to go for your hands. Perhaps they're going to re-grip onto your hands, versus if you move it away, they're more likely to want to chase the moving thing, the thing that's moving away, which happens to be the toy. Tug away, and there she goes, aiming for the toy. So tug with them, tug with them, tug with them, and then I'm gonna tell you what to do, and then I'm gonna show you. While you're tugging, you're gonna prepare just 3 to 5 pieces of their food, and you're gonna say the word drop or out or whatever word you want them to learn in the future, and you're just gonna throw the food in their face, right? So play, 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 drop. And it's okay if she takes a while to drop it. It's okay if she chews on the toy a little bit more. But what I am teaching is when she hears the word drop, food becomes available. I'm going to throw some food away, then pick up the toy, and I'm going to repeat. This is probably the most complex thing we're doing tonight because of how many steps are layered together. So I'm going to talk you through it again. You're going to play with your puppy. Tug. Yeah. And while they're tugging, you're going to sneakily get maybe 5 pieces of their kibble ready. And simultaneously, you're going to say the drop cue and let go of the toy and throw the food in their face. Drop. And I'm going to do treat toss games. Treat toss. Treat toss. Treat toss, so I can pick this up. What I love about this is not only is she biting the toy rather than my hand, but she's learning how to play appropriately. Puppies need to bite things. You need to give them that outlet, but she's learning how to play appropriately, how to use her mouth appropriately, and also great impulse control. See how the game is starting and ending and starting and ending. So the other big reason why puppies start getting mouthy on people's hands is when we play too long, they get overstimulated and they just start losing their impulse control, and they go for anything, really, anything that is near their mouths. Whereas when we play in these short spurts, we give them this time to calm down and be much more clear-headed about how they use their mouths. Tug. Yeah, I got it. I got it. Got it. And it's okay to let them win too. Like, you don't need to win all the time. So, oh my gosh, I always tell her, you're so strong. But guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to prep the food in my hand, just a few pieces of kibble, drop, throwing kibble at her face. I know you can't really see her right now. And then treat toss, treat toss. She really wants the food or the toy, treat toss, and picking this up. If your puppy is really into tug, the same method works, just use something more exciting, like little pieces of cheese, little pieces of training treats. And kibble may be lower value in this situation. I'm going to do it one more time. Maybe we can do it together. So let's have our toy ready and tug. Yeah. Yeah. Play at your puppy's level. So she's pretty intense about tug. I can do a lot with her that I would not do with a puppy that wasn't her. Oh, see, that was too much. I pulled it too hard. It's not deterring her, but still. We're playing. We're playing. Playing. And again, they can win if you want them to, no problem. That doesn't affect any of their behaviors. I actually love letting her win. Oh, and they have the treats ready, and drop. I let go, and I threw the food at her face simultaneously. And treat toss, and treat toss. And pick up the toy when she's not looking at it, so she's not diving for my hand. And treat toss, and luring, and luring. Luring a sit, luring it down, luring to the mat, luring sit on the mat, and tug. Look at that. I mean, that's just so wonderful, right? And I don't need to use so much food to get that to happen, but I'm just showing you how with a new puppy, you definitely want to reward every step of the way. But she just stopped playing. She de-escalated. She managed her arousal levels. In between play, I had her go to her bed and practice some quick luring, and it was all nice and easy and fun. Fun is really important. Oh, I got it. Oh, you win. I'm gonna let her win for a second. All right. Whoa, I had another important point, but I forgot. Oh, here it is. And notice, I mean, this has all been very fast paced, but it's really good to switch things up. Like with an adult dog, oh, I don't know if you can hear me. Hold on. Yeah. All right. With an adult dog, I can practice. I can do like a more formal training session for much longer, but you know from experience, puppies have very short attention spans. So by only doing one or two or just a few reps of a certain skill, like I'm not going to lure sits forever. The puppy's going to get bored. I'm going to get bored. So notice how that little demo I just showed you, where we went from tugging to luring to the mat, to sit, to down, back to tug. Everything was done in very quick succession, so we don't focus on just one thing for minutes and minutes and minutes. And notice how engaged she is, right? I don't know if it's just the puppies that I picked in my life or the way that I train, but when all of my puppies that I've raised, even when they are 10 weeks old and 12 weeks old, they seemingly can train forever with me. And I mean, I think part of it is just their personality. I tend to pick puppies that are very high energy and a little needy. But also I like to believe that it's because I keep things fun and fresh and keep things moving so they don't get bored, like thinking, oh, we're working on sit for 5 minutes at a time. All right, we're gonna work on one more skill. And this is the target. So you might have seen us work on this before. This is teaching your dog to touch their nose to your hand. The way you're gonna start is you're gonna hold a piece of kibble between your fingers, just like this, and you're just gonna let them eat it out of your hand. She's having a little scratch break. Just let her eat it out of my hand. Oh, it's gonna fall out. There we go. And now I'm gonna put another piece of kibble between my fingers and just let her eat it. I'm gonna do this 5 times. So that was 1, 2. I'm gonna restart the count so you can go with me. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. There's 4. Oh, she's ready. And there's 5. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold out my hand with no treat. But when she touches her nose to it, I'm going to say good and give her a treat. Good. Because she's gotten 5 treats here, so she's going to want to go here. Good. And she already knows this, so she's going to make it look a little easier. Good. 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 I love targeting because it's such a fun, interactive, and cute exercise. And it's also really functional for getting your dog's focus on you in the face of distractions. Not that that's what we're working on right now. Also, if your puppy's really mouthy towards your hand, they're learning how to touch it gently with your nose instead of biting your hand. So really great way to teach them how to interact with you in an appropriate way. You ready? Good. Good. Oh, I didn't give you a treat. Good. Good. Let's do a few in a row. Good. Awesome. And of course, if your puppy is new to this, they're not going to do it that fast. They're not going to do it endlessly like that. but you just start by putting the treat between your fingers and letting them eat it. You're luring it. And then when you fade the lure, they're going to continue to do it. You just need to remember to say, good, the moment their nose touches your hand. All right. So to wrap it up, I want to emphasize that you don't need to train for 35 to 40 minutes at a time. In fact, I don't recommend it. Maybe some of you watching have puppies that have lost their attention span minutes and minutes ago. You can just do a few of these at a time, and you can build up as your puppy gets better. So maybe, you know, while you're waiting for your coffee to brew, you might take some of their kibble and do a treat toss, do a little hand target practice, do a little bit of luring, and done, right? Go drink your coffee. Or maybe before a walk, instead of struggling to get the leash on, having to turn it into a mouthy wrestling session, you just grab some of their kibble or some of their treats. You grab their leash. I'm going to orient better. And you just practice one of these, right? Give them the treat, leash on. Maybe you do a quick collar grab and treat. Maybe you do a quick treat toss. And maybe you do a quick sit or something like luring the sit. And then boom, go on your walk. Training is best done when you sprinkle it throughout the day like this. And like I said, all of the skills we worked on are extremely functional. They lead to excellent behaviors and more technical behaviors as your puppy grows older. But whether your puppy is very young and new or you had your puppy for a while, all the games that we played are games I personally play with my puppy and have developed into further skills. And I still play the easy version sometimes with her too, like tonight, because you see how much she loves it. And she has developed such great, our training has been so fun and so successful because of all the things that we've done. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up our information. If you have any questions about training, about behavior, we are always happy to help. It's what we're here for. So let me just find that real quick. I'm going to pull it up and I'm going to do a screen share. There it is. All right. So our email address is behavior@myhswm.org. And we're going to be running the series at least through the winter. I know spring is coming, so until the end of March at least. We are, of course, hopeful to get our in-person training programs up and running, but we're being very, very cautious. And we are happy to offer these free training services in the meantime. We're also doing private lessons if you are interested in more customized and personal approach. Every Wednesday night, we are doing Behavior Spotlight. And this is not geared towards puppies, but very accessible for puppies as well. And then every Thursday night at 6 o'clock, like tonight, we have our puppy class focused on a puppy specific topic. All of our videos are accessible via the video tab on our Facebook. And also our my lovely colleague Katie is working on condensing them to little videos on YouTube. So that's our YouTube channel you see at the bottom. I love that we can offer these free training services, especially given that it's been such a difficult year for people and it's still difficult for a lot of people. But if you are feeling generous, any amount that you feel like donating will go towards the care of our sheltered pets. Thank you so much, as always, for joining me and Paya. We had a lot of fun, and I think she's going to be nice and calm now. And I'm going to give her a little chew thing to relax on her bed. Have a really great evening. I hope to see you guys next week.